do you do when you're branded? Well, you fight for your name.
He was innocent, not a charge was true, but the world would never know.
Branded, scorned as the one who ran. What do you do when you're branded and you know you're a man? Wherever you go for the rest of your life, you must prove you're a man.
Tracks ain't but an hour old. He's up there somewhere. We got him treed, Lieutenant.
Deploy the men, Sergeant. I'm riding back to Rio Blanco.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant, you take your men up there and dig that Indian out. And no pussyfooting either, you hear me? If you have to shoot, shoot to kill. What's the matter with you?
Red Hand's wife and child. What happens to them?
What happens to them? Listen, Lieutenant, the squaws are just as bad as the Braves. Two of them once bushwhacked a cousin of mine and half killed him. Who cares about the squaw?
A lot of people, Major. For one thing, a few thousand Apaches are going to care.
Well, now, I just don't happen to be very worried about hurting their feelings.
You should be. You're not dealing with just any Indian who happened to wander off the reservations. Red Hand is the chief...
I know who I'm dealing with. Hey, who are you, anyway? What do you know about this?
I know a little. I know something about Apaches. I know that if you shoot Red Hand down...
Shoot him down? I got a right to shoot him down. He violated his treaty, he left the reservation, and he wounded a U.S. cavalry officer doing it. Now, if he resists capture, it's my duty to shoot him down. I asked you before. Who are you?
Jason McCord. I see you know me.
Get out of here.
I've heard of you too, Major. I came here to ask your permission to go to Red Hand and talk to him.
I said get out.
If you shoot Red Hand down, you'll be taking a shot at every Apache from here to the Pecos. You may be starting another Sand Creek massacre. Only this time, Major Lynch, the Apaches will be doing the killing. Because whether you know it or not, there are far more Apaches in this territory than there are troopers.
So what am I to do? Let him go?
No, Major. I used to be in the Army. It seems to me this calls for a little more strategy and a little less frontal assault. Let me talk to him.
Are you a friend of Red Hand's?
I was. I don't know that he'd call any of us friends anymore.
And, you think you could get him to surrender without a fight?
Under certain conditions, maybe.
Well, I'm not going to bargain with that Indian if that's what you have on your mind.
I'll bargain with him, Major. You can bring him in.
Sit down, McCord. I'm not adverse to a little strategy. What conditions?
man, not a soldier.
Ride with the army again.
No. I bring you a message from them.
You mean I can go home?
No.
So you've come to take me back to the reservation in Mascalero.
Red Hand, you'll never make it back home. You know that.
Well, then I'll die here.
Is that what you want for your son? And your wife, too?
No, McCoy. Here we'll die quickly from the soldiers' bullets. In Mascalero, we die slowly from disease and hunger. The white man took away the buffalo and the deer and gave us lizards.
This is your chance to change all that. The government will listen to you.
The government?
They will listen, Red Hand. They'll listen because they're afraid of you.
Afraid of one Apache who only wants to go home.
They know you want more than that. Tell them what it's like at Mascalero. Tell them about the sickness.
They will not listen to me.
They will, Red Hand. Major Lynch has promised if you surrender, he'll treat you as a respected leader. He's even said he'll ask the governor in Santa Fe to listen to your charges and your demands.
And you trust this major?
He gave me his word.
His word? Well, what is his word to me?
I don't know. But can you turn down a chance? Any chance to help your own people?
Do not answer, because you know he is right.
Even if your major keeps his promise, the governor will not listen to me.
How can the governor listen if you don't speak?
All right, McCoy. We will go with you.
Red Hand, I'm under the orders of the commanding general of the Department of New Mexico to arrest you for unlawfully absenting yourself from the Apache Indian Reservation of Mescalero.
What is this?
You keep out of this, McCord.
You gave me your word.
Well, I don't consider myself bound by any promise made to an Indian. Or a coward. Arrest him, Sergeant. Put him on McCord's horse. Private.
There you are, Mr. McCord.
Thank you.
McCord!
Judge Markham, what are you doing here, sir?
Just stopping for a night's sleep. I've been appointed federal judge in this district. My court's in Lordsburg.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. What the devil happened to you?
Oh, I just lost another round to the Army.
What was it this time? Red Hand?
What makes you say that, sir?
Well, you're both in Rio Blanco. I'm sure it's more than coincidence. Want to talk about it?
Well, Judge, you might be just the man to help, yes.
So they've got Red Hand in jail, huh? What about his woman and child?
The minister and his wife are putting them up. But Lynch won't let me talk to Red Hand.
Hating Indians is almost a religion with the Major.
Well, I don't know much about the law, Judge, but the 14th Amendment says no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law.
Unfortunately, the operative word in that amendment is person. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and so forth. But the courts of this country have ruled that an Indian is not a person.
Well, then what is he?
You don't have to say what he is, just what he isn't. Lynch had a white man in jail. He could ask me for a writ of habeas corpus. But not an Indian. Not Red Hand. Unless...
Unless what?
Unless he's ready to argue that he is a person.
You mean prove that he's a human being?
Exactly. And his argument would have to stand up under review. Right up to the Supreme Court, if necessary.
What's our first step?
Get Red Hand to let you petition me for a writ of habeas corpus.
And next?
That may be harder. Persuade the Major to take Red Hand to Lordsburg and hold him until I can hear the motion.
And if he won't, can't that motion be made at the reservation at Mescalero?
You've met Major Lynch. Do you honestly think Red Hand would ever get back to the reservation alive?
Major Lynch, I'm asking another favor.
Lieutenant Garrett here persuaded me to give you 10 minutes with your Indian friend. After that, your horse is in the livery stable. I suggest you get on it and ride.
And I want you to take Red Hand to Lordsburg and hold him for a few days.
Why?
Judge Markham of the Federal District Court will be sitting in Lordsburg for a week. I want time to petition him for a writ of habeas corpus for Red Hand. Is that your answer?
Did you think I'd say yes?
No, Major, but I wanted you to refuse in front of a witness. And I want to say this in front of that witness. If I can't get that writ in Lordsburg, I'll ask for it at Mescalero. So I'm telling you, Major Lynch, Red Hand had better get back to Mescalero in good health.
Are you threatening me?
That's right, Major.
McCord. I might change my mind. I might take Red Hand to Lordsburg. I'd like to be there when Judge Markham slaps you down when you ask for that writ.
You sure he will?
He'll have to. Well, I know how Markham feels about Indians. He won't want to knock you down, but he'll have to.
Unless he can be convinced that Red Hand is a person under the law.
It sounds like you and Judge Markham have been talking it over.
He pointed out a few of the problems, yes.
Yeah, there's plenty of them too, McCord, and they're all big. You know, I was in Denver a couple of months ago, and I heard a lawyer say to a judge that because a young Kiowa Indian buck could talk and walk on two legs and read, it proved that he was a human being. Do you know what the judge said to the lawyer? He said that he once had a parrot who could talk, and he had seen a bear who could walk on his hind legs, and he had read about a mule who would obey written commands. So, if that Kiowa Indian was a human being because he could walk, and because he could talk, and because he could read, then it stood to reason that parrots were human beings, and jackasses were human beings, and bears were human beings, huh? All right, McCord, I'll see you in Lordsburg. You want to make a fool of yourself over that stinking savage, I'm sure going to oblige.
Now Major Lynch really has an excuse to shoot him down.
Well, he'll be heading back to where he was born. We've got to get him out of there before Lynch finds him.
Do you honestly think you can talk him into surrendering peaceably again?
Well, he might if I brought his wife and child. And if you promise to give him protection in Lordsburg and hear his case.
And if we can get there before Lynch does.
Your gun! You're under arrest! I stand on my land. This is my home. Online. Oh! For the last time, throw down your rifle! Gave me this gun for my land, but no buffalo and no deer to shoot with it. You made me a helpless, crawling animal in the eyes of my son, in the eyes of my people. Well, I take back my land because it gives me strength, and I will die for it. Will you do the same, Major? To shoot him.
No, Major.
He resisted me. He was going to shoot me.
You cold-bloodedly killed a man.
I killed an animal.
Have you ever seen an animal cry? A tear is a fact, Major. Proof. Only the human animal has a soul that can make him cry. Red Hand has proved he was a person. And now his wife and his child can stand up in any court of law and make you answer for this.
McCord's right, Major. I'm ordering Red Hand's wife and child taken to Lordsburg. And I'll hear arguments for our writ. This day may have changed things for Indians everywhere.
That's right, Major. You made the change. It took your hate to prove that Indians are human beings. Your hate and a strong man's tears.
his general read. And the men who die, he can never speak the truth. Branded, that's not the way to die. What do you do when you're branded? Can you live with a lie? Branded.